Well, just to be mindful of people's time, I'm going to go ahead and kick things off. And then if we have people that pop in a little bit later, we can make sure we answer their questions as well. So welcome and good morning. Excited to see so many of you here for our information session on our newest program, the Eureka Experience Ideation. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Melissa Grizzle. I'm the Director of Entrepreneur Development for ITEN. And also joining me this morning is my partner in crime on the facilitating of this program, Quentin Ortega, one of our entrepreneurs in residence, and also the ITEN Executive Director, Mary Louise Helbig, is also with us this morning, and probably familiar faces to most of you. So we are really excited to be launching this new program that we announced just about a little over a week ago. And the first component of it is ideation. So this is the Eureka Experience Ideation. I want to give a big shout out to Lindenwood University that has underwritten this first offering of ideation. And so it is available and open for registration and free to all ITEN member companies. So big shout out and thank you to Lindenwood for that. We're just very excited to launch this program that we really think is going to be impactful and game-changing for our earliest stage companies. And just to dive in a little bit about exactly what Eureka is. So a Eureka Ideation is an 8-week program that we're kicking off, like I said, this next week. We have open registration right now, and that will close at midnight on Sunday, because the participants will have a little bit of homework prior to that kickoff workshop that is a week from today. We will have 4 virtual workshops throughout the 8-week period of time with one-on-one mentor support available to the startups in between. And all of this will be using the LeanStack platform of tools. So participants will have access to those tools and those playbooks as soon as they sign up, and to use 24/7 to do the work at the pace that they need to do their homework or prepare for the next workshop. At any time, they will have access to the LeanStack platform. And this is really targeted at earliest stage companies, from idea stage up to those early customers. And it's all about making sure you have the frameworks to get that early traction. And then just a little bit about LeanStack. For those of you who may not be familiar with LeanStack, it was founded by Ash Moria, the creator of Lean Canvas, and it's really building on that initial tool, the Lean Canvas, and giving startups additional tools and resources and frameworks, all built around the concept of continuous innovation, and creating a process for people to figure out the strongest business model by focusing on the riskiest assumptions. And so we say that a lot to our startups: know your customer, understand their pain. This is going to give our startups even more tools and structure to actually go out and do that successfully, and really flip the mindset of don't build it and look for a problem to solve, figure out what the problem is, and then sell to those customers and build what they want. So it's about shifting the entrepreneurial mindset. So the main problem, as we always ask our companies, what problem are you trying to solve? So I'm going to practice what I preach. We see this time and time again. As most of you know, ITEN has been around for 12 years. We've worked with over 1,200 startups. And so many of those startups start way too fast at the beginning and want to skip some really critical steps. And that's what Eureka is going to address, is to try to change this statistic that 80% never find product market fit. We want them to do that by doing early work. And often they're wasting time, money, and effort building something nobody wants or not enough people want. So they want to just jump to scale, jump to that high part of the hockey stick, and they aren't spending enough time here or here or here. So that's what Eureka is focused on, these early ideation foundation frameworks. We want our companies to get their vision and their validation strategy in order, and then build so they can actually get to that upward tick of the hockey stick. Just a little bit of an overview of what the 8 weeks will entail. This is a general schedule. of the homework that the participants will be able to take advantage of, and the different workshops that help them practice that and get feedback on these key areas. So we will start with the entrepreneurial mindsets, really helping them think about how to model, prioritize, and test. We will help them through their lean canvas and work to getting a really strong business model on a lean canvas. They will develop a traction roadmap using the customer factory tool and really understand the steps to getting that early customer traction, and then also create a story pitch that is a customer focused pitch that they can go out and sell this their early product and make sure they're not building things that people don't want. So again, practicing what I preach, gonna stop loving my solution and give you some time to ask questions and let us understand what problems we can help you solve. So you can either put your questions in the chat or unmute yourself and ask those questions. But just a little bit about how to actually sign up. If you are not an ITEN company yet, then you can go directly to our website, and there's a big, that's itenstl.org, and click the big blue button, and that'll get you into the ITEN system, and we'll get you then into the Eureka program. If you are an ITEN company, there's a link inside of our union platform that can take you directly to sign up for Eureka.
So can I ask you guys, everyone, if you have a question, would you put it in chat? You know, and if you want to speak the question, that's fine, but that way we can get people queued up. And then in the event we run out of time, if you type your question in, then we can follow up with everyone and make sure and share those, you know, other responses as well. So again, if you have any questions, if you don't mind, you know, just put it in chat, and then I can, we can call on everybody in order and just make sure we're not kind of tripping over each other. I'll kind of start this process. So Melissa, you talked about the 8-week process. And so it just to be clear on that, so we'll have 4 in-person sessions throughout the 8 weeks. And then people will go to the LeanStack platform, right? And they'll have assignments each week, and then work with a mentor kind of the weeks in between on their homework assignments and things like that, right?
Yes. So in each of the workshops, we'll also have some small group activities. So they will come and learn something new and actually get to sort of practice with their peers in small groups. And this is all virtually, obviously, through Zoom. So we'll do breakout rooms, and then we will have a group of, in addition to Quentin and myself, a group of ITEN mentors that they can also reach out to in between those workshops, yes, to get additional feedback and work through their homework together with them.
Okay, we have a question from Chris about who will be facilitating the workshops.
Myself and Quentin Ortega. We have Quentin. That we'll be doing the workshops, and we'll also have some mentors. Our mentors attending, and also helping us lead the small groups, because we're going to break you up into multiple groups as a part of the workshop as well.
And in addition to Melissa and Quentin's wealth of knowledge and expertise that they have to share, they did go through the LeanStack mentor training program in order to be the people that would lead this session. So they went through the training with Ash, Maria, and his other teammate, right, Rick? I think
besties
so.
Now.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Another
sure.
thing when I've talked to some people about the program, a common question I've gotten is, like, what's the time commitment for someone participating in this?
So I think it depends. One of the things too that reminds me, I want to clarify, you can sign up multiple people in a team. And so about 10 hours a week, but that could be the team working together. In fact, you're going to want to work together. as you work through these business models with multiple people on your team. So one person can sign up and then invite collaborators to the rest of their team to their project. So I think it depends. You can spend a lot more than 10 hours a week. There's a lot of material and there's a lot of opportunities to iterate on your Lean Canvas and to meet with folks outside of the workshops. But on average, I would say you can easily, including the time you'd spend in a workshop, about 10 hours average a week.
And then we have a question, is this open to non-ITEN, non-tech companies?
So we are asking that people sign up with, go through the ITEN website and sign up with ITEN. And, you know, I think tech, we have a combination of people that are very much tech and some that are more tech enabled. So I think there's some flexibility as far as what you're, because these tools can apply to any business. I don't know if you want to go deeper on that, ML, as far as what.
Yeah, well, I think the thing to note about this is that even for ITEN, we've somewhat broadened our definition of companies that we will support. So some of you in the past probably have heard us say it's innovative, scalable tech, but we're also opening it up to companies that are tech enabled. So if they are using technology to, you know, as a core component of their business, and that's, you know, really what drives their business, yes, they can participate as well. But right now, you know, if it's a brick and mortar business, Main Street business, if it's the corner barber shop, unless there's some tech component involved, probably not. Down the road, we are looking at expanding this. And as Melissa mentioned, this platform really does support any type of business. It's just that right now, ITEN doesn't have necessarily the expanded capacity to support all types of businesses going through this. So we don't want to disappoint anyone, because as we support you with mentors going through the program, we want to make sure you have the help you need. So for right now, it's tech enabled companies in this cohort that we are focusing on. Anybody else have any other questions for us? I think one of the things, and Melissa talked about this, that is really important, and the reason that we've introduced this program, we've had some tools and resources available to address this need, but you know, it was in a self-service kind of model, and that can be hard, and that's really hard when you're just starting to try to figure out if you've got something there, as we like to say, very technical term, if you got something there. So having this framework and the structure is really going to enable, you know, enable the entrepreneurs to figure out if, you know, they've got an idea that they really think they like, is it worth pursuing? So let me see, I had a couple other questions pop up in here.
I would say the answer is yes to both of the people asking about whether they're tech. That they, you can go, when you go to the website and click the register as a startup button, we ask you a few questions, and you can, you know, that help us to, you know, figure that out and make sure that that is the case. So that's probably the easiest thing to do. But from what you've put in the chat, it sounds like you're both would fit into that. So tech adjacent, tech enabled.
Yeah, Tommy and Naomi asked questions about online sales considered enough to be a tech component, and Tommy's was related to data analytics consulting company that has a product idea. So yes and yes, because actually I would say in our experience helping early stage companies, when others have come to us, sometimes this process should help you figure out, you know, as an example in Tommy's question about a data analytics company with a product idea, really what you should do around that. is infrared light considered tech? I guess it's the use case for that, right? So how will you be using that technology? And if it's, if there's a analytics component to that, or, some other component, I'm gonna roughly say yes. And the next question up from Jacob is, do the week module sessions occur synchronously or asynchronously, or is it predefined timing during the event? So look at the, on the screen right now, you can see Melissa's grid. And on the workshops, the third column over, those are the scheduled dates.
And they're 3:30 to 5:30 on those, and those are all Wednesdays. And we will be recording them. We need people to, attend, but if you need, we're dealing in strange times now and trying to be, we would, we will have those available, but yes, you're going to get the most out of the work by attending the 4 workshops, because that's where you're going to test the things you've been working on in your homework.
And again, that follow-on question about QR scan code data, I'm assuming that there's an element of a software application that you're using to do something with that. So what is the service delivery for that? And so I'll say yes. Let's say yes.
Because I think especially because of what Eureka is designed to do, we're going to make you look at the problem you're solving more than being so focused on how you're solving it at the very beginning. So who knows what your solution is going to be by the time you get done with the 8 weeks. So, yeah, it's in our training, just for an example, we started with thinking that what the problem we were solving, the solution was a tech platform. And by the end of it, it was just that the customer needed a good therapist, is what the group decided as we worked through the pain that we were solving. So just be open to the process is what I would encourage everyone that's signing up, is to just to not fight because it is going to be mindset shifting, I think, for a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah, I just can't iterate enough the value that you will get in doing this work early and having this framework. I think you will be just delighted and pleasantly surprised at not only what you learn, but what you discover about your concept or opportunity or idea, and how much it will be worth the effort now, as opposed to kind of charging ahead and doing a lot of work that you might have to undo, or worst case scenario, kind of trash. Can we get a copy of the deck?
Okay. Sure. I get the high points of it. Yes. And just to answer a question, so I'm not typing loudly, and since as far as signing up, yeah, if you're not an ITEN company yet, just go to our website and click the big blue button in the center, and then there'll be another button that says not an ITEN company, and you click that and you answer the 5 questions. And then in the what do you want to get from ITEN, put that you're interested in Eureka, because I will make sure that you move through the getting you into that as soon as possible, and just be mindful of the timing, because we do want all registrants in the system by the end of the day on Sunday, so you have a few days to get going on your homework.
And then the next 2 questions are kind of meeting logistics. So the in-person meetings, which we're calling the workshops, October 21, October 28, November 11th, and December 2nd, all start at 3:30. And as Melissa mentioned, they are recorded. And they're actually not in person, they're virtual. Everything is virtual. So I want to make sure everybody is aware of that. And yes, Jacob, to participate in the program, again, just go to our website and go to the Melissa has a URL she can reshare here.
Yeah.
But yeah, the application under resources for startups is, you click on the Eureka program and you can click through to Ideation and apply online.
Yeah. So yeah, so we can, definitely want to get you into the ITEN system and ITEN family first if you're not an ITEN company. So doing that register as a startup button. For those of you that are on here, because I do see some of our folks that have access to our community engagement platform on Union, it's under the community information section. You can click on that, and that has the direct link into the Lean Stack platform. But either way, if you have questions or like hit any roadblocks along that process, I dumped my email address in the chat. It's mgrizzle@itenstl.org, and our website. We have a question too about, you already have to have a company started? No. You can have an idea. This is the beginnings of the beginning, and work through that. And it's also appropriate if you are further than what it kind of looks like this is focused on as far as your progress, and you're maybe not quite getting the traction you want, or you want to make sure that you're going after the right early adopters, or you just have some, things you want to get validated. I think everybody can benefit from the frameworks and the tools and the processes that you're going to learn, and because you're going to be applying them for many, many years as you 10x yourself up that hockey stick.
And I think learning to use the tools that Ash Maria has developed, the Lean Canvas and the Traction Roadmap, are going to be beneficial to you again and again and again. So they're also not just kind of like, well, I did that, then I kind of toss it aside. As many of you who are already ITEN companies know, we really rely on the Canvas, and that's a tool that we want to use all the time, and even ask our startups that when they have a mentor meeting, that they provide them their current Canvas before the meeting, in addition to whatever issues or questions they want to discuss with them. So these are tools that will serve you well for a long time.
And for those of you who might not be familiar with the Lean Canvas and what it looks like, this is what we're talking about. This is the tool that allows you to put your entire business model on this one page in a very intentional way that it's laid out. In fact, when you actually get on the platform, you'll be able to collapse this to just show the problem and the customers, and which is now called a leaner canvas. But it really helps you to drill down into the things that are important to focus on. And then we will also be helping you figure out, these are the components of your traction roadmap. So when you're done, you'll end up knowing for your minimum success criteria. So you get to set that, what you want to get out of if you want to raise VC funding, or if you want to, sorry, the loud noise in the back. If you want to raise VC funding, or if you just want to stand up a solid couple of $1 million a year company, we'll help you figure out what your traction needs to be to get there. So these are the two main deliverables that you will come out of the program with, and we will also drill down into these mindsets.
Melissa, can you pop back to the Lean Canvas for a minute? So for those of you who may not be familiar with the Lean Canvas, this really is your business plan on one page. So it's very simple and elegant, but it's also a very powerful tool. So you really have to, you'll go through the process in the program of learning to complete this canvas. But it's a living and dynamic document. So as I said before, once you complete it, you're not done. You keep this document handy, and in time, as market conditions or circumstances change, you'll want to go in and update this. And as a leader of a startup, making sure that this information is up to date and relevant and fresh is really critically important for you effectively running and managing your business. So I absolutely love the Canvas. I know that in some cases we have to write business plans for things, and this will serve you well because it really is almost like the outline for a business plan. And in order to actually answer the questions on this one-page document, you will have already done the research. So as you go along, and if you have a need to write a business plan to submit to a bank or a business competition, you really have all the underlying framework and information to do that in a kind of a expedited fashion. So we're checking the clock. We've got 1 minute to go. If anybody wants to pop in a final question, we probably have time for one more. But other than that, Melissa, any thoughts on wrapping up here?
Yeah,
You want to share?
I think we covered the key points about how to sign up. But again, if you have additional questions, you can reach out to me directly at mgrizzle@itenstl.org. I put that in the chat. I'm happy to, I'll be watching too. If you want to just submit applications for ITEN through our website, I'll be looking for those and can follow up with you and get you quickly on over to the Eureka platform. So we are really excited to address the needs of the earliest stage entrepreneurs and give them a really strong foundation to move forward with, so they can see that top of that hockey stick. Thanks so much.
Thank you for joining us today. And thank you to Lindenwood for sponsoring this program. It's really going to be an incredible opportunity for our entrepreneurs. And so we hope to see you, many of you, in the program, and spread the word. If you know of any entrepreneurs out there, please tell them about this fantastic opportunity.
Thanks so much to everyone for attending.
Have a great day.
Thanks, Mary. Thanks, Melissa.
Good to see you, Jay.
Good to see you. Bye. Let's see here.
I'm trying to save the chat and I don't.